before we begin, a brief reminder of something that's happening next Saturday. The Virtual Walk MS 2021 is next Saturday, and it's not too late to help raise money for an incredible organization in that of the National MS Society. The National MS Society is a collective of passionate individuals who want to do something about MS now, to move together towards a world free of multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is comprised of unpredictable and often disabling flare-ups of the central nervous system. Such flare-ups disrupt the flow of information within the brain and within the brain in the body. The National MS Society is the largest private funder of MS researchers in the world, investing more than $1 billion to date. MS stops people from moving, but the National MS Society exists to make sure that MS doesn't. To contact the National MS Society, please call 1-800-344-4867, again 1-800-344-4867, or go to their website at nationalmssociety.org. Furthermore, to donate to either Susan Williams' Virtual Walk MS team or mine, consult the two websites below me. bndfr.com/dn5r9 is the fundraising page for Susan Williams, and brand.ly/a venture to a cure is for my team. And on that, it's time to talk. It's the day of the week I love the most. A chance where we get to talk about anything and everything in this great community. And starting this week, I have three people I know and trust to join me in this conversation, and that of Matt, Paul, and Ashley. Because this is the Venture Forward VF Talks.
I used to be
Good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you may be, and welcome to VF Talks. I am John Venturini, and it is a wonderful afternoon slash evening slash whatever to have a conversation about conversations. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to have everybody joining us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, but it's also a real honor and pleasure to have co-hosts on the show now, which I'm really fortunate and happy for. And it's no point belaboring the point. Let's get everybody on right now. Ashley, Matt, and Paul is in a bit of a traffic jam. And when I say traffic jam, there's a couple things being organized in his office. How you guys doing? Oh. Yes, indeed. Okay, well, I clicked on that. You're in the green room. Right. Yes. There we go. And I'll do that. And then...
now it looks like I have audio. Can you hear me?
Yeah. And now I'm going to go back to the 4-panel screen here. There we go. Perfect. See? Progress, not perfection, right?
Hi, John. Hi, Ashley.
Hey, Matt.
Hello.
How are you this wonderful Friday?
Oh, couldn't be better. How are you?
Doing all right. Outside of technical difficulty.
There's lots of buttons to push. Don't beat yourself up.
No. It's, the funny thing is, how many live streams have you done?
On my All Things YouTube.
All 900 channels.
136.
136?
Just on that show, yeah.
Yeah. And then all the other live streams that you do.
Oh, I'm probably over 500 lifetime.
And of the 500 plus, I mean, I'm not taking a poll or anything, but do any of them go without a hitch? Or is there always going to be a technical gremlin or something?
Not all of them go without a hitch. There are some funky things that happen, but I'm a big fan of checklists, so I try and minimize the issues that way. But it's they don't all go smoothly. Guests are hard. Co-hosts are difficult to manage.
I guess the other, I like to think that I've gotten a good mastery of this, but there'll be times where I'll just, like, the littlest things will make me say, what the heck just happened?
Well, when you have someone like me that constantly derails the show, I'm sure I only add to your stress.
Well, muchly appreciated. It's all a good thing, if you ask me.
Yeah. In your intro, you're like, I trust these people. I'm like, did you hear what he said about me?
What the heck is he thinking?
Oh
man. I know that I've done VF Talks now. I've had to do at least 14 or 15 of these right by now. And Matt, you've done like 11 or 12 of these.
I'm a glutton for punishment. What can I say?
So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all that... Hang on one sec. Hello again, Paul. I'm going to get you in. Hang on one sec. There he is. You're in the green room. I got to get you out of the green room and assign you. There you go. And then do this, and then do that, and we got that, and we're all set.
We're all set. We got it. What's going on, guys? Hello.
We're good here. Hope you're well, Paul.
Oh, my God. So here's the problem. These headphones decided to die, so I'm using inner ear stuff, which actually works pretty decent. I'm enjoying this so far. Yeah.
Thumbs up for inner ear earbuds.
So, are we live right now?
We are live.
Hey, everybody.
As you know, but I don't think we don't just got started about 5 hours ago. I'm kidding. No, 5 minutes ago. No, no.
Are we
I
open
think
topic
the
all
thing
night?
is, I've been having technical problems on this end too. So there's something. Is it Mercury in retrograde or something? I have no idea what's going on here.
That is very nice of you to pretend it was your issue. It was 100% me just being a dum dum, not being able to work audio. So
Don't add a mixer to your production. Then things get really complicated.
yeah, well, so I mean, this might be totally uninteresting to most people. I use a Wavelink with my Wave 3 microphone, and it's basically like a digital mixer, and it's usually wonderful, but it decided to completely go on the fritz. So I don't know. Anyways, sorry. What are you guys talking about? Hey, everybody. Hi.
I believe we have open topics. Is that
It's
correct
open
there,
topics. I
Tom?
mean, I have a list of just random little things I was jotting down. It's like, oh, well, we could talk about that. We could talk about the price of rice in third world countries. I mean, there's a lot of things we could talk about.
Can I give
Ashley,
an
what's on your
update
mind?
on my diet?
Oh, let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Well, it's been going really good, and I'm kind of shocked that if you eat healthy things, there are many benefits. like, I'm kind of mad at myself for not doing this earlier because all the little problems are starting to get fixed. I'm cinching up my belt more because I need to do that.
Nice.
I'm almost ready to move a notch on my watch here to make that fit better.
Isn't it like it's the little
health
things, man?
issues it's cool.
Isn't it
It's
like
cool.
the little things, like a little notch on your wristwatch? You're like, yes, life is worth living.
These G-Shocks, they're all identical. Like there's not like you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Like you can't swap out the watch bands like you can with one of those Apple watches. And I'm right in between. I'm right in between the little. I'm like, why can't they make it hole punched off center right there? But anyway, just want to let you know it's going good. And I'm mad that I haven't been eating better for
You're,
the majority
you're
of my
too
life.
fat for one size down, but just not fat enough for one size up.
Gillyman writes, I'm sober, no drugs, no alcohol, 30 days, and I fully plan on venturing forward. Gilly, good to see you this afternoon, my friend.
Nice job.
Yes. Congrats
Good
on
on you,
30
brother.
days, Gilly man.
Yeah. So that's my health update. I'm sleeping good. All these other little ailments are melting away, and all these little benefits are popping up. I'm like, yeah, I'm digging this.
When
digging
you
it.
can notice movement on your wrist and you lose weight in your wrist, that's a telltale sign that you really have made progress. And it shocks me when I've gone from, say, the second sort of notch on here all the way to the sixth and realize, wow, I've really come a long way.
It's the first place I get fat is my wrists. It's the hardest place for me to lose weight. Just once I lose that weight wrist, baby, I'm like, time to hit the town. Safely
Tremendous.
distanced, of
It's
course.
the spare tire that tends to stay on. Very difficult to lose that. But anywho, there you go. That's the Haas diet update. I'm
That's
feeling
the,
good, baby.
Haas
I love
Diet
the color.
2021.
I love the color difference between you guys up there and us down here. It's just like a dramatic, like beige, blah, seizure.
One of the
My
lights is off.
boring,
I don't
boring
have that
beige
light on.
walls. You know? And my bulletin and whiteboard with absolutely nothing on them.
It's like very calm up there, and then just unicorn vomit. down here.
Unicorn vomit.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah. Although I love your rooms, it's not exactly calming for therapy clients.
Ashley, how
Yeah.
are things in the world of therapy? Can you disclose
Everybody's
any
stressed
fun-
out and crazy. Yeah, it's just
Well.
the way it is.
So work is great. So it's a never-ending stream of money, baby.
Is it never not
is,
that?
And I didn't have to 302 anybody this week, so I guess that's a plus.
I mean,
302.
you're going Lamborghini shopping this weekend, right? Because you're like, I got to put this money somewhere.
Oh yeah, because us therapists make so much money.
That's what I hear. That's the word of the street.
No.
Everybody's talking
Major
about
coin.
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal.
Underappreciated, underutilized field for sure, and it's really all kidding aside. I mean, Ashley should make a lot more money. And this is not a sort of blatant plug or anything, but I mean, a lot of therapists out there can stand to take a bit more because they have to go through so much.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Ashley, can I ask you a
prescribe
question?
drugs? That's the
Yeah, go
question.
ahead.
Is there? So here's the thing. I agree. Like the good ones, like you and all the other good ones, like not paid enough. Do you guys ever whisper amongst yourselves like, "Whew, there's some really bad ones here that should really get the hell out of this business." You know what I
Very
mean?
much
Like,
so.
because they're not all great. Like you and I both know
Yeah.
that. I've gone to enough therapists that I'm like, these are not all across the board fantastic.
No, there's plenty of them that are not, and there's plenty of them that are so mentally unhealthy themselves that they should not be providing therapy.
How do they get weeded out? Do they ever get weeded
There
out?
is no
Do they
weeding
just kind of
out
like leave?
process. There's no
What?
weeding out process. You get licensed, and that's that.
Ooh, that seems
You
dangerous.
just keep taking your continuing ed credits. Unless you commit an ethics violation, there's no weeding you out.
Got it.
Fun-
Okay.
Fun fact, he used to be a therapist. So that's why, yeah.
See, the system's broken. That alone, let that be a testament.
That explains a lot about Rex.
It does.
I mean,
I
he
will
can't
say
even
the
figure out
best
if he
therapists have their own
triceratops.
therapists. It's the truth.
Marilyn says, good afternoon, everyone.
Hey, Marilyn.
I remember on the show Frasier, him and his brother were therapists, and that was the loophole. They could temporarily insert their brother as the therapist, and they could tell each other anything they wanted to. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
seemed
Well, that's
kinda
the thing.
funny.
I tell my own therapist all kinds of stuff about my clients. If anything, I use my own therapist as consults, like case
Nice.
consulting with my own therapist.
So the dichotomy of Frasier and Niles exists in the actual outside world?
Most definitely.
Do you
deal.
do you go over to your therapist's office and they're always like, Sherry, Ashley? And you're like, yes, please. Thank you.
No.
No, that you guys don't. Okay, got it. Because they would always drink sherry on the show. So I watched a lot of reruns of Frasier. That is like my
I can
go-to.
tell.
That is my like happy place is Frasier. So
If there's ever a pub trivia competition on the characters, trials, and tribulations of Frasier, Paul's your guy.
call me, bring me.
That's right. Sammy Superstar says, hey, JV. Hey, Sammy, how are you?
I gotta get the chat messages up there. Sorry, folks. I will be watching the YouTube chat. If you're on other platforms, I'm not going to be able to see your.
There's a cat in the background.
Yeah, let me go get that cat one second. I was trying to ignore her, but that's not gonna work.
At least Bruce isn't scratching at my door yet. Strategy is you usually feed Bruce 15 minutes before you go to air, and then... Oh, Matt Haas says, hi, everyone. Hi, Matt. Hope you're doing well this afternoon.
Who let him in?
Oh, hell knows. Sammy being very observant and says, is it me or did Paul get a haircut?
Oh, I did not get a haircut, but I've cut out some things in this room. I don't know. That's all I can give you.
That's a tease. That's a tease.
It's not. Yeah, no, I've been building some shelves. I'm really excited. I mean, I'm not like building them from scratch. I'm not like cutting down trees, but you know, China supplied me with the materials, and I am using them to make a shelf.
Sweet.
Did the father-son tandem of the Tourmalines have anything to do with that?
The what? What is that?
Tourmaline, the thing you did the other day on Lita.
Oh, oh, gotcha.
Tourmalone, right.
Thank you. I don't know why I can't say it now. Yeah. No, this is just a Paul solo adventure.
Sammy, also trying to pick up observation points, says, also, I see no headphones that Paul wears in the background.
Yeah, it's true, Sammy. I'm rocking some, what do they call them? Inner ear headphones? Is that what they call them? Is that the business? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, trying new things.
Copy Trading says, yo, yo. Well, yeah,
Yo.
yo.
I copy trading. Oh,
And Sammy
note,
thinks
hey,
that was funny.
I have to give some props to Sammy Superstar. He is going to help me with some computer purchasing advice. So I'm going to tap into his sound wisdom.
He knows things.
He does.
Especially in ears. Or in wars. Or maybe in ears. Don't know. Could be one of the two.
Oh, in ears. Yep, I got in ear. Yep, microphone. Yep.
In your mic.
Speaking
very
of...
weird. No, go.
I'm sorry. Speaking of Sammy, there was just one thing that popped up in my mind and something you might know about Paul from early... Oh, you too, man. Is it possible to hire Pocket Callie for like bar mitzvahs or whatnot? Because it's such a great character.
I was looking for a downloaded version that I can just buy her online and just download her. That was fun. Yeah, Pocket Callie.
She's always great. She's always great on stream. She's always fun.
If she would stream regularly, oh my God, she would blow up. People, come on. She lights up that camera, and why she doesn't do it more? Well, I'm sure she's very busy, but still, I'm convinced if she would stream on the regular, she'd be monetized on YouTube before you know it, and then it would be 10,000, 20,000, 40,000. Oh yeah, she could do it. She could do it right.
Sammy says, ha 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 baba. So it's like a 42 ha chuba.
It's good like
Do you
that.
think he wrote that whole thing out or started cutting pasting?
I don't know. He's a purist. Yeah.
She streams on Twitch. See, that's the problem. Well, what are you streaming on Twitch for, people? Me no like
Twitch is good for some people. It's not good for everybody, but it's good for some.
If your entire business is on Twitch, hey, bam, go for it.
Yeah.
Other than that, you should really rethink it, in my opinion.
There are some interactive elements that you can't get on YouTube yet. But here's what I'm thinking. Since Heller jumped over to YouTube, I'm like, he must know something on the back end that he's like, YouTube is going to come out with more things that are Twitch-esque, like more interactive elements, because I get frustrated that they don't have quite so many interactive elements over on YouTube as they do on Twitch. But since he jumped, I'm like, well, maybe he's talking to people over at YouTube who know things.
Wow.
Sammy says the reason she is playing games and also the thing is she feels like YouTube is work. Unauthorized biographer Sammy Superstar in the life and times of Callie.
She can think wrong things.
Got it. It's like, what do they say? The cobbler's kids have the worst shoes. Isn't that a phrase? Because
It is a phrase. That's an old one.
yeah.
It's like the day I was using Harkin.
If you're scoring at home, that's Harkin reference number 1. So make sure that's on your card at home.
Fun stuff.
You know, yeah, it's like that old classic phrase. You know, the game hoop and stick is fun until somebody falls down.
That would be the cat's meow.
Indeed.
You guys, this live stream is a bee's knees.
Oh, it's getting everybody. It's getting the grips of America at the seat of their yeah, something like that. So Lita, quick question about Lita. I haven't been completely, and I'll get to Sammy's question in a second. I haven't been as observant of Lita. I don't know, because personal health reasons. But have you taken Lita in real well this year, this season?
Taken in? What do you mean? Watching other
The
people
exercises, the 23 days in. How have you been finding it thus far?
I've done them all. I haven't missed one. The ones where you do the recap, I like the least because I don't have much to say there. But
I
it
like
looks
those
like
the
the week
most.
ahead's going to be fantastic because she's doing all on camera present stuff, which I really want to get to. So yeah, I'm going good for me.
Well, John, that's a great question, and my answer is a two-parter. I'll begin with the first part. Yes, I feel like I've learned. Truthfully, I feel like I've learned a lot. Like I've really like kind of like the questions have hit me in a different way, and I've been able to answer them. I've answered them in a way where I'm like, oh yeah, that thing is. I really like the answer that kind of popped out as I was answering them, and I feel like I'm more. I feel like I'm okay with being sillier than I was in August because August was the first time I ever did it. So I almost felt like, you know, this is a weird analogy. You know, like when you're a freshman on like at school or something, you're like, I just got to figure out how things work. I can't really be myself yet until I know how the whole system works. And now I feel like I know how the system works, so I can kind of be like myself more. That's kind of how I feel. I will say I do feel guilty that I don't feel like I've watched enough people's because I know I've been sinking too much time in trying to like be clever and creative and like sound effects and things like that. So that's kind of pulled me away from like being more in it, watching a lot of other people's streams. Also, getting around to watching 400 people stream, it turns out to be a bit of a challenge.
I'm thankful, and I gotta be honest. It's funny how things ended up the way they did, and me, going to the doctor, going for infusions and stuff, because I don't know how I would have been able to mod this. So I'm kind of glad that didn't happen. That said, it's also been hard for me to do all the streams, so I still owe like show flows, and I think I'm 4 behind, and I have to catch up on either today or tomorrow or sometime this weekend.
You know what Kevin did, and he just made it easy on himself. Like he just did 5 in one sitting, or like 4 in one sitting. It was very impressive. Like he was just blasting them out, and I was like, good on you. Just get caught up. Like don't get stressed about it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I would have liked to watched more people, but I try and catch maybe a half dozen other people, which is way drop in the bucket. And I'm trying to catch people new going into the media tab and then going into the videos tab and then seeing as it does first in, first out, where I can pick up some new folks. So I'm making an effort, but I've got a content creation business going here. Like I'm also heads down cranking out stuff. I'm gonna do a podcast here soon. I got my song ready to go on the piano. It's taken me a month to perfect. And
I thought you were gonna say I have my beaver here, and he's telling me so many different jobs. I'm so busy.
Yeah, she's great support over there.
Does the beaver have a name?
No, Piano Beaver. That's what I call her.
Oh,
My
PB.
Piano Beaver.
Nice.
Your
And
initials.
for what it's worth, this is really a trophy and a testament to my whack-a-mole skills at the amusement park because I am unbeatable.
Please go on. Please brag about your whack-a-mole skills. Please talk about your next level whack-a-mole ability. Oh shit, is that Matt? Here it comes. Hide the whack-a-moles, guys. He'll take us for everything.
Sometimes I feel bad because I just decimate everyone. And, sometimes there's little kids playing stuff like that. I'm like, whack, whack, another winner.
I love beating the little kids at the water gun racing games where it's going up the thing.
Ooh,
Because I'm
you.
an amazing shot, and I like making 3-year-olds cry.
There you go.
That's a sound clip.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's true.
Wait, I feel there's a child not crying somewhere.
I must make
I have
them
to go
cry
do my
at the
work.
fair.
Oh shit.
Sorry, I swore. I apologize.
That's
But
okay.
I win
down.
them goldfish. I'm good at the goldfish game too.
Sammy says, "Why did JV talk about Pocket Cali for a bar mitzvah?" Very good point. Very good question.
Because Sammy, his bar mitzvah's coming up. Like JV's turning 16, so
13.
pretty exciting. What is it?
13.
It's not 16.
No.
What is it?
It's
What is
13.
it?
You become a
7.
man at 13.
He's turning 7.
Oh no. Well, thanks, guys. Now I
We're
feel
delaying
smarter.
his manhood to 16.
Sammy says the rabbi would be so mad because he would not say the prayers. And he's crying.
JV's almost a man.
13. Got it. Cool. I came here and learned something.
Yes.
Also, Sammy asks the question: when you are answering my question, do you need to? So you need to put a Q in front of it. Yeah, you should put a Q in front of it, and then like 57 Haas.
Oh no. You know he's gonna do it. You know he's gonna do it.
Why'd you do that, John?
Why? Because you know how long have you known me? Almost a year. Of course I'm going to say that. Of course.
You're building your own troll community. You're teaching them tools.
I'm
like showing them how to
providing
use
the
fire
troll
and then walking
community of
away.
America. Because Gilly reminds us to calm down, you whippersnappers. Oh, word.
Been a while since I've heard
Whippersnappers are great
whippersnapper.
word.
Oh yeah, it's if I'm using the term whippersnapper, I'm usually watching Matlock at 5 o'clock, going for bingo at 5:30, and going to bed by 6:15.
That's a really short bingo game.
It's a very short bingo game because everybody's
Yeah,
falling
because you gotta
asleep.
get home.
I was gonna say typical bingo is 20 is 20 rounds.
20 rounds. Oh, I don't think Agnes can hold up with that. I don't know who
Bingo
Agnes
Man is intense. Like they got like multiple. Yeah, they got like multiple boards out there. People are like using 6 boards at a time. It seems like a very intense game.
Just never call bingo when you don't have bingo.
No, never
you-
call bingo when you don't have bingo. And if you're at one of those ones that does the monitors where they put the ball up before they say it, you can't call bingo before they say it or you lose. Yeah.
They're hardcore.
Actually, you're very knowledgeable about the bingo world.
I do charity designer handbag bingos.
There we go. All right. you're
That's
deep
where the
down
money's at.
bingo rabbit
And I
hole.
used to when I used to live in Lancaster County, I would go to the Ephrata Fair where they had 10-cent bingo at the fair in this tent with all the old ladies and me. 10 cent a card bingo.
So you were the whippersnapper.
I was the whippersnapper, but those ladies, my gosh, the one used to do 20 cards at a time. I don't know how she did it.
Yeah, they'll
crazy.
stab you. Yeah, they're hardcore.
You ended up putting Dolores into place though, which is good.
My aunt would do bingo, and she had this like bag of just like just kind of her prep bag before
Oh
she'd
yes,
go,
with
and it
your,
would
with your
have
daubers and everything
Mhm.
else. Yes.
yeah, different colored stamps for different It was all
Yes.
interesting.
They charge you $1 for those at bingo if you don't bring one.
Jeez.
That's where they get you.
I know. They do. That's where they get you on the daubers.
They get you.
I went to bingo once as a young child, and my aunt missed a number, and I thought I was being so helpful, saying you missed a number, and she stamped it. Here, later on in life, I figured out she knew that card was dead and was not going to win no matter what they called because it was so far behind. So I sort of broke her mojo, because she was in the zone.
Oh,
She had a
no.
lot of cards.
You're a cooler.
You're a bingo cooler.
Well, and
thought
then
I
when you
was
get the
helping.
fancy things, you got to sit there with a pen and start Xing out things to keep yourself in line of what you really need to do.
Bingo cooler. Sammy asks, how are you liking the M1 Mac Mini? I don't have a M1 Mac Mini. I have a MacBook Pro M1, but loving it. Thank you, Sammy. Hope you're doing well.
Sammy, I did some analysis of the M1 Mac Mini with an external monitor and a hub versus the new iMac M1. And I want to show you my paperwork with my analysis of the two configurations.
Did you show all work?
I did.
Good.
I showed my work.
You get no credit if you don't show all work.
Yeah, I never understood that. If you get the answer right, you get the answer right.
Don't
In
tell the
real world,
mathematician
you don't
that.
need to show your work.
Gilly says, Indiana Jones is a whippersnapper. You're right. He is.
Did his father call him that at some point? I feel like that was the reference.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So speaking of the sort of benefits and instant riches from Lita, any new projects?
I have a project.
Matt, you want to take that?
I do. I'm going to do a Zoom workshop for free, and the topic will be the YouTube homepage. And I will explain what each item should or shouldn't have and the benefits. And then we'll go round robin. And if people want to share their own parts of the interface, I can critique it, and and everyone can kind of learn as we go. And I don't know when it's going to be, but if you sign up for my email newsletter, if you go to allthingsyoutube.com,
There, it's got the
There's-
graphic
at
and
the
everything.
bottom,
Look at
there's a-
that.
email newsletter,
Ooh.
sign up, I will let you know. And so the thing is, I'll get my email list sort of beefed up, and you'll get free YouTube consulting, and we'll see how it goes. So that's in the works.
Mm.
That's what I got.
I don't have anything cool to show, but I have this little llama, so here you go.
Llama.com.
Yeah, go to llama.com. I don't know what that's going to show you. So what am I working on? So pretty cool. Somebody asked me like, "Hey, you get a lot of engagement on your Litas. What the heck are you doing?" And it was kind of neat to take a second, and I kind of created like this one page, like, oh, these are all the things that I'm doing, and these are the things that I find really effective and helpful. And I think I might turn that into like a white paper, and then say like, hey, here are the tools that I've been using from improv that have helped me a lot, and like being more engaging, kind of like interacting with the community more. So that was kind of exciting. That was just like one day I just worked on that, and that was pretty cool. And then the other thing is I'm going to try something different. I'm going to, so I mentioned this yesterday, so I'll be brief. So I'm not like being, you're like, I heard this already. That I'm going to stream let me explain this. I'm going to stream myself, just myself. So I'm not getting any copyright strikes, just myself watching Mortal Kombat, the new premiere that came out on HBO, with a timestamp in the corner, so anybody can join me and watch along. And so if you're like, I want to watch Mortal Kombat, but I kind of don't want to watch it alone, I'd really like to watch it with somebody who's very animated and shouts things at the screen. I'm your man, baby. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. So I'm excited about doing that. So that'll be fun.
That's fun.
Is that on the main Paul Burke YouTube channel?
Yes. So I'm using this. So CK was really helpful, and she mentioned, she's like, hey, there's this app out there called Scener, and I had never heard of it before. But another website called New Rockstars, who does they do like a lot of watch parties and stuff together. They use it, and what it allows you to do is you set up a time and a date, and people can join you and watch together. So basically, like, let's say you had HBO and I have HBO. You sign into Scener and you connect with me. It connects our HBO accounts in a way so when I hit play, it starts playing at the same time with you, so we can all watch together and stay in sync together. It's very clever. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm going to test it tonight before it falls apart tomorrow.
Live on the stream.
If it gets paused, will it pause everywhere?
Apparently that's the thing that's kind of like cool about it. So it's like, if you notice something, you can pause it and be like, hey, did you guys notice this, Easter egg sort of thing? So that's the idea. But if that falls through, then I'm simply just going to like stream on YouTube and say, hey, everybody, here's the timestamp. I'm hitting play right now. Follow along. Glad you're here. And just see how it goes. And I've never done anything like that, and it'll be interesting. And my biggest fear is for getting the cameras on and doing something stupid and embarrassing that I would normally do while watching a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's a 2-hour.
It's a 2-hour.
Start to end. Yeah. There's no hiding. That would be okay.
No hiding. Real Truman
challenges
Show
ahead of
stuff.
you.
Yeah.
It was a great idea when you mentioned it yesterday. I definitely love the idea. It's fantastic.
Okay, I have a question.
Thank you.
Paul, about
Yes.
about the worksheet that you're going to distribute.
Yes.
Have you thought about collecting people's information in return for giving them that item? Like, what's in it for you besides just gifting it to the world? I mean, are you doing any business?
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. It like as a like, hey, give me your email address, and I won't spam you, but I'll let you know about future improv classes or drop-ins or things I'm offering in the future. So in exchange for their email address, then I'll send them. Yeah, so it'll be kind of like not a paywall, but it'll be like an email wall sort of thing
Got it.
to get it.
Good.
So yeah, because I definitely do need to start growing my email list. So
I'm a big supporter of capturing the people in your audience in some way that you can go direct to them without using a social media
Yeah.
platform. Because
so yeah, so it'll be cool. It'll be
excellent.
good little things.
It's
You
the
got a
mind
good
of
head on
someone
your
who knows
shoulders.
his CRM for sure.
So yeah.
All right.
How about you, JV, Ashley? What are you guys doing? What are you working on? What dreams do you have for the future?
Expanding what I'm doing. I'd love to expand the venture and go to maybe 3 episodes a week.
Ooh.
I also want to finish the book, which I've been working on, but then the MS thing happened, so I feel like I'd be remiss not to talk about the MS. So that's basically a major part of the book.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to do a lot more of this. I love the conversational streams that I do. So that's my take.
They're fun. Like I love just bringing people on and talking because you're like the conversation can go everywhere, or it'd be fun.
I'm a fan of those too. Ashley, do you make content on the interwebs? What's
I don't.
ah,
I'm here because John asked me to be here.
so you watch and judge. Got it.
Yeah, she is the ultimate judge over here. So
Well, Ashley, you look like you're very comfortable and loving this.
It doesn't bother me any.
Do you have aspirations to do
Always,
any?
always the
content creation?
highest praise. This doesn't bother me. I'm fine. Can't say I'm enjoying it. Doesn't bother me though.
Is it my favorite thing in the world to do? No. But I have fun.
Have you ever thought about like creating content, or are you just kind of like, oh, that's John. That's for John. I'd prefer would just be one-on-one with people, helping them out with their problems.
I've thought about it to a certain extent, but I'm also
What extent?
working
What
on
extent?
a doctorate and other things. So
You're working on a doctorate?
yes,
Oh, congratulations.
thank you.
That wasn't a suspicious like really prove it. That was like a way to go. That's awesome. I didn't know.
Prove it. Okay, I will read so far what's in my dissertation.
Show me the papers. Show me how thick they are right now. How
it
much
was
have
the
you
best
written?
of times. It was the worst of times.
Well, this sounds original.
We'll see if that was going to be
Original
Walden.
work.
What's your dissertation on? That's awesome.
It is on trauma-informed therapy related to sexual trauma and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's not something you really want to talk about on the live stream.
Oh,
How to make everybody sad.
Sammy
this is
asks, "Who's the
300
person that
pages.
says ha 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 ha?"
That would be you, Sammy.
Wait, does he have an idea, or is he questioning if he has an idea?
I don't know. I think he's questioning it, and maybe
Oh, I
have a
have
Zoom
an
call.
idea?
What are your
Did
thoughts
wanna
on the
know our
chili dog?
thoughts on chili dogs. I
Finally,
am
something
pro chili
serious.
dog.
Yes.
Some
You know, I've never had a chili dog. Never.
never?
Never had a chili dog.
I've never had a chili dog.
Well,
There's a place you
solve
can go
that
to.
tonight.
Famous Hot Wiener. Located in Hanover, and York.
Which one do you prefer?
Famous.
York is closest.
York is closest. I lived in York for little under a year.
I wouldn't
2009
recommend it.
to Getting into college then.
Went to college in York. It's
It's York.
it has problems.
It has a lot of problems. At least I didn't live in the city. Technically, I
code
was in
for
West
drugs?
Manchester Township.
Well, it's
Is lots
it's
of problems codes for drugs?
This is going to sound really bad, but it's like
And
Go
about
for it.
gang activity more than and drugs.
Okay.
And murder. Lots of murder. It was at one point
Ooh.
the most unsafe small city in the country. Yeah.
Yikes!
Right.
Yikes!
it's number 1 in murder.
Woohoo!
Not a great claim to fame.
Murder, assault,
Oh my gosh!
arson. There was a string of arsons at one point.
Sammy says we should do a meetup of a lot of the people that live in the area.
That would be cool.
Not a bad idea.
Bring your arson stuff. That'd be great.
I'll have to put that
I'll
together.
get in my car right now and start driving. It'll be a trip.
So the thing with that is you got to schedule it way out in advance so people can block it out and actually make it. Because
Well, get the gasoline and also the getaway car.
And what crime? What crime are we going for here? Was this?
It's just
Grand
arson.
larceny.
I think we're
just arson. Got
restarting
it.
the string of arsons.
I mean,
Got
if
it.
you
Why
want to
be
sell
specific?
crack as well, you could do that. I don't know.
York is not a crack city. It's a meth city.
Got it. Got it. Did you guys ever see The Pharmacist on Netflix? It came out about a year ago. It was a very good documentary about kind of the meth and how it's, and just this kind of one pharmacist's journey to kind of fight it. It's a good documentary. If you like that sort
I
of
haven't seen it. No.
that seems like a task that would require more than one pharmacist. But
Well, I don't want to spoil the ending, but let's just say there's a bit of an Avengers team up. That's all I'll say. It's a good show.
okay,
That's it.
okay.
I'm big on watching the murder documentaries of where someone's in a water tower somewhere. All three of them.
That was
What?
good.
Oh,
Well,
hotel
Bates,
one.
That's the
Bates,
Hotel Cecil.
Cecil
Oh.
Motel was one of them, and then there was
Yeah.
another one in Ohio. Was it Ohio? It was Ohio.
You know what I
Another
remember
water
about
tower one?
Hotel Cecil is the girl the documentary was about was on Tumblr. I'm like, what's she doing on Tumblr?
Yes, she was on Tumblr. It had it was crazy. Her Tumblr page.
Poor Tumblr.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? That was back in the day when Tumblr was popular, right?
I guess,
Yes.
but still.
Yeah,
I mean, that'd be
1873.
like, yeah. No, Tumblr was super hot for a while there.
For a hot minute. Yep.
It's worth watching. It's
Very much so.
fascinating.
That is a good documentary.
Skid Row. I learned what Skid Row it technically is. In
Oh yes, it's 40 blocks.
Yeah. Very specific detail they show you on the map. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
exactly where Skid Row starts and ends, and
okay.
the police just
not
don't
a-
care. They
Not
don't
a hair
care.
band from the 80s.
Oh yeah. Sebastian Bach, baby. My buddy went to a picnic with him. A lot of fun. I was not there. I was mad that he didn't invite me.
Sammy asks Matt or JV, do you know where Essex County is? I'm curious.
Rings a bell.
Essex
Wow.
County, New Jersey? Essex County, Pennsylvania?
Mm.
Essex
There is
County,
no Essex County, Pennsylvania.
Essex County, North Dakota? Essex County, Washington? Essex County, Oregon?
Isn't there an Essex in
Oh yeah.
England as well?
Yes, there is an Essex in England.
And the only reason I know that is because I'm currently watching The Circle, and one of the women is from Essex.
Essex.
So I'm learning the accent, but I don't quite hit it well enough yet. But
You've mastered the accent, though, I gotta say.
Oh,
it's
stop! You're so nice.
That's not an
But-
Essex accent, though.
What I'm doing right there is the next. I'm trying. I'm trying
You're
to do
getting
it.
there. You're getting there.
I'm getting there. Ashley, you do
From
yours.
Essex.
Ashley, do your Essex accent.
Oh no, I can't do accents at all.
Oh,
Are you having a laugh?
You'll just
Okay.
judge other people's, huh? But you won't get in there and try it. I see how it is.
No, I'm not judging. I'm just saying you're really close though to an Essex accent. I just happen to have a friend from Essex.
Oh yeah, I'm just on the border. I'm getting close. That show is great. If you're just looking for sugar garbage, oh my gosh, let this be another hot TV Netflix tip. Check out The Circle season 2. If you haven't watched the season 1, you're fine. You won't miss it. You won't miss anything. But it's great. Do you guys watch The Circle?
No, is it like Big Brother?
I will take your deafening silence as no. It is similar to Big Brother in that everybody is being observed at all times, but it's a little different because everybody can like catfish each other, and you're not sure who is who. It's a delight. It's a really stupid delight. The
This is
same
a
way you look at
reality
cotton
TV
candy.
/ something or other. Okay.
Like you eat cotton candy, you're like, oh, that's a delight. But you never be like, boy, I could really use a meal of cotton candy. You know what I mean?
I do.
There you go.
So
So-
it's zone out garbage sort of TV, but we all need that.
Yeah. But so, like if you're looking for editing, like there's just top notch editing going on here. It's really, if you're looking at it from like technical stuff, it's just really next level. I really feel like we're in the golden age. We can't get any better than reality TV, right? Where do you go? Like it's so well put together now these days. I don't know where to go from here. You know, I feel like we've been to the top of the mountain.
Well, high def cameras.
I'm
are
fascinated
cheap
that
now.
they brought back together the first Real World cast.
Did they?
Yeah, it's on
Oh.
Paramount Plus.
Oh,
Back in the
I-
same house
Interesting.
and everything. Like it's crazy.
I applied to be on the 2nd season of The Real World. I submitted an application. True story.
God.
Oh, I
please
gotta
share
see that
with
audition
Matt.
tape.
Yes, 100%.
that's
We got to
great.
see that, Matt. Please.
That's
find
tomorrow's
that.
I
Lita.
didn't produce any video for it. It was just an application that I filled out, written, and yeah.
Here's your mission,
Well,
Matt.
yeah, because that was early '90s, so they wouldn't have made you do any video.
Right.
If you had
They
to
didn't
apply
have
for a
tapes
Real
back
World
then.
now, what would that look like? That audition tape. That's a Lita mission.
Oh, it would be off the hook. I would dial in my editing skills like nobody's business. Yeah.
I think if you use the phrase "off the hook" in your tape, they'll immediately be like, "This guy isn't for us.
I know.
This isn't for MTV."
That's my shtick. I'll use the language that I shouldn't be using because of my age.
What is he
What was
applying
that,
for Big Brother 6? What the hell is
Hey
that?
guys, you're looking
What's
for a
that
tubular
Buscemi?
cast member?
What's that Buscemi meme where he
Oh,
dresses up like a
Stephen
teenager and says,
Buscemi. Right.
"What's up, kids?" or something. It's like obviously he's like 65 years old. Oh.
Sammy's really on this whole Essex, New Jersey thing. If you type in Essex County, you will see some towns that you will know.
Yeah, I know it. I drive past it on my way to Upper Saddle River.
Or you can get really good chili dogs there too. I think.
At Upper Saddle.
Maybe.
Mm.
You'd rather have the Upper Saddle chili dogs and not the Lower Saddle chili dogs, from what I know.
I got about 5 minutes, and then I got to jump. Just give you a heads up.
Big plans for the rest of the weekend. We got fun stuff going on.
You know it. Watching Mortal Kombat tomorrow. I think
Mhm.
you know. I'm actually excited. I'm going to go out into the world tomorrow.
Ooh.
Which shockingly, I've realized I've not done very much recently. And just kind of like listening to a friend, or my brother-in-law, actually. I mean, he could be both. He's a friend and a brother-in-law. He's playing some guitar at a local little winery, so that'll be fun. Very chill.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Content creation for me. I'm going to crank out a few videos. I'm going to crank out a podcast. And like I said, I'm going to make my piano video finally. And just
It's got like 14 hours worth of content you're creating.
Well, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. And I might get in the wood shop too. I wanna do some projects in the wood shop because I haven't posted to Awesome Wood Things in like 4 months. Bad, Matt. Bad. Gotta get back to it.
Would you like to make an observation shelf for a cat so he could look at a birdhouse? All kidding aside, there's a set of windows in the formal living room that could really use some sort of deck for the cat to jump up and look at the birds.
Gotcha. If I was taking on commission work, I would say yes, but that's just not fitting into my life right now. Sorry.
Okay, Matt, since that doesn't fit in your life, JV, they offer those actually. Like they have like little suction cups they'll attach to the window, and they'll lay back in a way that provides like a larger area for the cat just to lay on the windowsill. It basically like triples your windowsill size.
Mm.
So
Okay.
I don't know how fat Bruce is. I don't want to judge. I don't know how chonky he is.
Yeah, boy.
Chunky monkey.
Bruce
Is
is
he a
around
hefty?
20 pounds or so. I
He's
mean,
like
more
39
than
pounds.
Boone.
He's very.
What?
No. What?
No way.
Wait.
He's
Nice,
about,
50.
he's about 20 pounds.
Okay. Good.
He could bench about 110. He's
That's impressive.
jacked.
That's
I mean, he's like it's pure muscle. I mean, he's
just curling little mice in the morning.
the way he meows, he's telling you that. Pardon my French for a second, but he's gonna fuck your shit up. That's Bruce. That's what he does.
You know what's funny? Go to Google and type "my cat is trying to," and then watch the autofill in. Or is my cat trying to? And then watch the autofill in. Kill me is the top one. Is my cat trying to kill me? People have searched that so much. It's the first predictive text.
Well,
Kill
that's
me
when
with
you wake
kindness.
up with a cat laying on your face. You're like, are they trying to suffocate me?
It's true. They're
It's
evil.
the angel of death feline version.
I love cats. I've had cats all my life, except for recently. Finally got to a point where there are no cats in my life.
There are no
JV has a
cats
cat.
bad.
JV has a cat.
And the cat's named
15-pound terror named Bruce. No, he's not a terror. He's a beautiful cat. Love him.
Bruce. Good.
And he
What's
has
his
no
rabbit
teeth.
thing?
Let's talk about that. He has like 3 teeth.
He has no teeth.
We had a cat like that, and they can make it a long time with just a handful of teeth. Like it's pretty surprising. So I think Quinn, our cat Quinn, only had like 2 or 3 teeth. Yeah, for quite a while. So soft foods all the time.
Paul,
That's
bit of a
the-
question there as far as pet naming. The pet that I have has a normal human name, and there's probably going to be there's definitely going to be a second cat we're looking for a human name as well. Would it be wrong to name the actual kids like Princess and Fluffy or Fido?
Wait, so is it okay to name cats Fido?
No, is it okay to
name
name
kids.
your kids Fido? And
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
Fluffy.
Do it up. They'll never get made fun at school. That kid will be very mentally balanced and stable. Love it.
Sammy says you're a cat person like me and Paul. Yeah, I would love a dog too. I'm broadening my horizons, but Bruce has been an incredible add to this house.
I'm a cat
He
person.
keeps saying
As
he
well as
wants
Ashley.
a dog, and yet I keep finding dogs, and then he keeps telling me no.
Oh wow, Ashley's outing you, JV.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
trying to paint one picture, but Ashley's like, no, here's the real painting, everybody.
But
This
there
is the real
another cat
JV.
coming.
To hell with that.
There is another cat coming. I had a dear friend who rescued stray kittens and bottle feeding them, and there is a kitten coming in June.
That's pretty adorable. So if you could go for a dog, Ashley and JV, what kind of dog are we looking at here? We're looking at the classic corgis. We're looking like a low runner, like a little dachshund. Golden retriever? What are we thinking?
Hey, folks, I gotta jump off.
Matt, good seeing you, brother.
All
Later,
Have a
Matt.
great night. Take care of yourself,
Good
Matt.
seeing you.
Oh, Ashley, always a pleasure.
Always, man. Take care.
So
Matt
I grew
Hosley's-
up with dachshunds. I love dachshunds.
Ooh, I want a dachshund. Oh man, dachshunds are adorable.
Dachshunds are good, but they can have some major attitude problems.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get one because of the cats. Because I'm like that pairing seems like I'm gonna wake up to something dead.
Oh no, they're great with cats.
Dachshunds are?
Oh yeah, they're great with cats. I had one who thought he was a cat. He would actually get in the cat tower with the cats. Yeah, so you're fine there. Get a dachshund with cats and you're fine.
Oh, then I'm gonna get a dachshund yesterday because dachshunds crack me up. Like I just like dogs that make me laugh. Like dachshunds make me laugh. Basset hounds make me laugh.
See, when I was really little, we had basset hounds.
You had basset hounds too?
Yeah, when I was really little. So my parents used to breed basset hounds when I was really little. That was kind of how college got funded.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then
College was all.
we got dachshunds. We got our first dachshund when I was 10.
That's cool.
And then as an adult, I've had a dachshund and I've had a dachshund chihuahua mix.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Sammy's making some chili cheese dogs.
Well, Sammy, as you well know, I've never had a chili dog, let alone a chili cheese dog.
Would that be like a Great Dane?
A chili
chili
cheese
cheese
dog
dog.
would be a Great Dane. I would love a Great Dane, but they only live to be about 7 years old.
I think Bruce could beat the crap out of him.
Does Bruce have a bit of a mean streak in him?
No. Playful,
Not at all.
but not
Yeah.
mean. He'll try to bite you with the 2 teeth he has, which is funny.
Oh yeah. He tried to bite me. It was like a week ago, and it was just like, oh, that's adorable.
Oh, that is precious. You're trying to gnaw my finger off. You can't. It's adorable.
Bless his heart. Bless his little heart.
Mm.
He does try to eat some dry food though. He has a couple back teeth, so he can sort of chew. He gets more of it on the floor.
He does. Because he has no teeth.
Funny.
So it's like,
That's funny.
Sammy says, what if you had a dog named Cat and have a cat named Dog?
I had a friend who had a Saint Bernard named Kitty. Oh, yeah,
Kitty.
when we were in elementary school, and she'd invite people over and ask them if they wanted to see her kitty, and then say, "Here, kitty, kitty," and the giant Saint Bernard came running.
That's pretty. I like that.
That was a
That's-
good one.
Yeah, the size difference there is pretty fantastic. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing this weekend?
I have a mani-pedi scheduled.
Oh, nice. I haven't had a petty for a long time. Sounds good.
I'm thinking about getting a petty as well, but I gotta find a place to get a petty.
I told you I would book you an appointment.
There
Okay,
you go.
fine.
There you go, JV. You get a little calf massage. You get a little relaxation. Treat yourself.
Callie has a dog named Bird.
That's great.
That's true.
And a bird named Bruce. No, just kidding. She has not a bird.
So
I'm really interested in seeing how this sort of, we talk about character arcs for a second.
Mhm.
I'm still honing in on this. What is the character arc for Pocket Callie?
isn't it just Callie? Have
It
they
is.
created a narrative around this? Like it is just Callie, right? Or is that literally
It
the
is
pocket?
Callie, but I mean it's it's Callie in a green screen, and she's
Uh-huh.
like 2 feet tall, or like 2 inches tall, and like you could fit her in Luria's pocket, which is funny. And then she walks through Luria and stuff, and she becomes like the Langoliers or something.
So I don't know. I think you're looking at a lot of things. You got to justify the reason why Callie is tiny all of a sudden. Is that just her superpower? Does she have some sort of Ant-Man superpower? Or are we looking at like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids situation where Luria has some device inside the place where Callie wandered in one day, shrunk herself, and now she's eating Oreo cookies with ants?
So
You
you're
know what I
saying
mean?
Luria is
What
basically
a
Rick
great movie.
Moranis.
What?
You're saying Luria is basically Rick Moranis.
You know what? Yep, exactly. That's
Okay.
first time I saw LSP. I'm like, I'm getting a real Moranis vibe here.
I thought the other
Yeah.
guy would be Rick Moranis, but there you go. Laurie is really Rick Moranis.
You know what? I was shocked as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think we'll figure out. Maybe they could start figuring out some way where I think it'd be very funny that Callie is. They green screen it in a way where she is sitting on Loria's shoulder. Just
Oh,
kind
there
of
you
she's
go.
like the angel, little angel devil action going on Loria's shoulder.
It's like
that's
Good
a
Cop, Bad
classic.
Cop, or Angel Devil.
Good
Exactly.
cop, bad cop. Exactly.
Love it.
The bad part of Callie just sitting on the shoulder, just putting cigarettes out on Loria's neck. I don't know. That's a weird thing, but that's a bad cop thing. That's why I'm saying that. And then good cop Callie is like, everything's gonna be great, everything's gonna be fine. So that could be interesting. I'm just spitballing. Ashley, what do you think?
Sure.
Oh, poor Ashley, you just want this to be over, and you're like, this guy just doesn't shut up.
Well,
Coming up
here's
in
the
hour
thing.
3.
I didn't see any of this, so I'm just like, la-di-da.
That's true. Did you ever see Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yes, when I was a child.
Yeah, remember when they were shrunk? They were very tiny.
Yes, I get that.
You're all caught up now. That's exactly what Callie is. Very shrunk on screen, with some green screen work behind, so she blends in. So just trying to figure out the narrative. Honestly, here's the thing, JV. What do you think? Let me know.
I think you can make a separate spin-off series of this. I think there's a lot of inspirational and dramatic goodness that can come out of this character.
Like she just kind of goes from town to town solving crimes?
Yes. And maybe
Okay.
in like a Dexter sort of way is killing people herself.
That's okay. Got dark, took a turn. Not
Mhm.
expected,
Sure.
but
That
took a
got
turn.
very dark.
Why not?
Yeah. So did Pocket Callie then, like Dexter, raised in a family, adopted and raised in a family, a tiny cop father that taught Pocket Callie how to hide her killing instincts. Is that where we're going with this?
That's exactly right.
So there's a pocket cop out there somewhere. A pocket
There
dad
is.
cop. Interesting. Okay, this whole pocket universe is really growing.
It's blowing everybody's mind, isn't it?
Now I want chili dogs. Now I'm thinking about chili dogs. Damn it. Now, but that's not healthy.
That's okay.
I'm trying to
I've
eat
had
healthy
Jack
here.
and Diane stuck in my head
Oh,
ever
yeah.
since we started talking about chili dogs.
What did you
The
have stuck in your head?
song. The song Jack and Diane.
I don't know that song. What's that song? Who did it?
Little ditty about Jack and Diane, two American kids growing up in the heartland.
Nope. But I'm gonna totally Spotify it
No.
after this.
Okay,
No idea.
Well, there's a line in the second verse that says "sucking on chili dogs outside the Tasty Freeze."
Sucking on chili dogs? Who's sucking on a
dogs
chili
outside
dog?
the Tasty Freeze.
It's a code.
These kids are idiots. Nobody's sucking on chili dogs. How are you eating it? Well, I mean, I guess you do at some points, but I think it's predominantly a chewing activity. Oh, is it code? I get it, JV. Is that what
It's
you're
It
saying?
is
It's
very
code?
much code, but
Wink.
that's been stuck
I
in
get
my
it.
head ever since we started talking about chili dogs.
I'm so focused on food. I'm like, these people are idiots. That's not a proper way to eat a chili dog. And you guys are like, Paul, you dumb. It's code, man. And I'm
Very
like, I'm
much
just
so.
upset.
And if I would have said the next line, you would have gotten it. But
Got it.
They're going to take away my license.
exactly.
Now I got to look up the song.
By John Mellencamp.
Okay. Interesting.
Sometimes with a cougar.
Yes. I think when that song came out, he was John Cougar Mellencamp, and then when he changed labels, that's when he had to drop the Cougar.
Why did he drop the cougar? Is there a reason he
Because-
dropped the cougar?
Because his old record label owned the name John Cougar Mellencamp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's kind of like a Taylor Swift situation.
Yeah, and so he had to
Taylor
just go
Cougar
by John
Swift.
Mellencamp.
Yeah, that's right. Taylor Swift's original name was Taylor Cougar Swift.
Yes. No, it wasn't. it wasn't quite like Tay Tay having to re-record all her music.
Yeah.
Taylor
Well, she
Maine
always
Coon
is.
Cat Swift.
Mhm. Yeah. Taylor Puma Swift.
All right, that's right.
And other cats.
That's right.
JV,
Mm,
question for you.
sure.
Have you ever thought of using Buy Me a Coffee in a way where you create like a paywall of content? Talk to me, because
Mhm. I
I'm
have.
thinking of. Have you?
Yeah, I have. I think there's some extended stuff I want to do, but I don't want to make it part of the regular offering. And
Yep. Okay.
God only knows how many times I've talked about the weight loss story and the sobriety story that I really want to talk about the individual sort of things that I gone through and kind of make that published work that's behind a paywall, but also continue to add to that content as we find new
Kind
statistics about that sort of thing.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I had a thought.
Mm,
Can I share it with you?
absolutely.
Because it's a positive thought. Um, I would love for your content to get kind of like, I would love to hear more of your like personal like journey, like almost like your day-to-days for the weight loss and how it went and stuff like that. Does that make sense? Because I feel like a lot of times what you're doing is very broad in a way because you're trying to like talk to everybody and it's like, hey, you know, weight issues and stuff like that. But it's like I'd love to hear like your own personal, like really niche down journey stuff.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, and this is not a shameless plug, even though if I say those words again with this community, I'll probably get banned from everything. Um, I I will say that Kat has really inspired me with her story. As far as you know, what I'm giving that stuff up. I'm not. The more I get a sort of natural sort of relationship with food and intake, the better my life is going to be, and that has inspired me greatly. Although
Interesting. Okay.
I will dare say at 480 pounds, it's very hard to naturally take that sort of technique right away. But at
For
this stage of
sure.
the game, now almost 800 days tracking, I'm finding myself being a lot more like Kat now from that
Oh, that's
perspective.
interesting. Oh, that's very cool. But at the that's another really interesting insight that I don't think I've ever heard you mention before. Just the whole like when you're at 480,
Hmm.
you it sounded like what you're saying right there is like I needed this very intense regiment. Like I
Yeah.
needed very clear boundaries. Is that kind of what I'm hearing you say?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Paul. I think I had to shock my metabolism into place in order for me to do what I was going to do. And the
Yeah.
other thing was, and it goes back to what I said in the beginning of the entire series, is that there are other things at play that are causing me to eat and to drink and to compulsively gamble. And it starts with up here. It's having a better
Yeah.
relationship of what's going on on the head of my shoulders and really understanding why that sort of thing gravitated me, why the sort of dopamine release of overeating or the dopamine release of alcoholism or the dopamine release of compulsive gambling gravitated to me instead of the other things that were in my life,
Mhm.
albeit not the greatest, but then not the worst, right? So calling it fair for what it is. But what was bad and what was morbidly bad was what I was doing to my body, but also what I was doing to my finances.
Gotcha. And have you ever thought about like really like sharing like these are the actual borders I put down in my eating life to lose weight. Like I said, I'm no longer eating after 8 or whatever it was, like
Right.
very specific things because people might really love having like very specific answers. And obviously like your answers aren't like universal truths or whatever, they just really worked for you. It might help people to know like this is very specifically what you did to shed so much weight.
Yeah, it's the thing I'll always say is I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist.
Sure.
I just been through this 3 times, losing 200 plus pounds 3 times. I
Yeah.
do know though that there is some sort of credence with, at least for a little while, basically taking a protein heavy tactic just to get to a point where you're more focused on the muscle and basically tracking everything, right? So in the beginning, tracking is important. The middle, I would say tracking is important. But now when I'm like 25, 30 pounds away from goal, it's not that important. I still have to track to keep myself honest. But tracking now is more of a, okay, the cart is not, the train is not off the tracks. I'm keeping everything honest. And as I told Ashley, I mean, it's something that I'll probably be doing for a while. I'll probably be tracking for about 5-6 years, all told, until I get to a point where, okay, I'm done tracking entirely. Now, the difference, Paul, is that the tracking is not governing per se what I'm doing with myself. If I go out for a fancy dinner, if I go out for something nice, I'm allowing myself that now. I've come well along the way now to do that. I'll be at some point, say at the 5-year point, the 6-year point, where I won't even have to track anymore. But the tracking now is just a mechanism saying, okay, did that, but I'm not basically dwelling upon it, if that's the way I want to call it.
Gotcha. That's interesting. It's really interesting. I think people's journeys are always interesting to hear, like their individual stories. So
Gilly asks, how do you actually track the food? You wrote it all down or take pictures? Gilly, it's funny. It varies on the attempt. When we're back in 2002, the first 3 weeks, I wrote everything down. I looked up calorie counts. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. And then from that point forward, I put it in a little bit of a handbook. The second time, I did Weight Watchers. This third time, I've been using Lose It. And Lose It's great because I can go online to start tracking.
Lose It's great. I love Lose It.
It's phenomenal.
Sorry, interrupted you, but it's great.
No. That's perfectly
highlight
fine.
your words.
Yeah. I use the online app. I go to the website. I also can put it on my phone. It's also on my watch. I mean, it's everywhere, right? And I know exactly what I'm doing, and everything's in that sort of thing.
They say, do you take pictures as well? Because they always say taking pictures is like, it gives you that moment of pause to like really take in, so you're not just kind of on autopilot, that you're just kind of, do you take pictures?
Only when I'm going for Chateaubriand with a dear, lovely lady.
That looked like a good meal.
It was fantastic.
Yes.
That's good
It was
stuff.
great.
Ashley, here's a strange question. I'm just curious about this. My therapist has never recommended this, but I'm curious if you recommend this to clients. Like writing down your emotions. Like, has that, because it's funny how it's like we go to therapy to get healthier, and it's like we're trying to eat better, and when we're told to eat better, it's like, well, track all your calories. But I rarely ever hear therapists be like, track all your emotions and figure out patterns. I don't know. Is
Actually,
that something you recommend?
Tracking your emotions is especially really good if you have bipolar disorder. But if you struggle with binge eating at all, tracking your emotions can help you understand what emotions are triggering food cravings.
Gotcha. The idea of tracking kind of popped in my head. Have you ever read the book Marbles or Rock Steady?
No.
So I've read Marbles and I've picked through Rock Steady, but I haven't like read it cover to cover. It's a local Seattle. Well, I don't live in Seattle, so she is local to Seattle. Artist and a woman who's been dealing with bipolar all her life. And she does this really amazing book called Marbles, which documents her experiences with bipolar disorder and how she kind of like has battled with it and like the things she's used to overcome it. And she mentioned like talking about like tracking her emotions for bipolar. So so it's worth like the $13-18. It's a great book. So it's a good read.
It sounds good. It reminds me a lot of what's called the common ground theory, or what we call personal medicine, which is the things you do for yourself to treat yourself beyond medication.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. It's called Common Ground.
Common Ground. Yeah.
Common Ground. Cool. Neat. That's neat.
Gilly had a few comments. He has a program he calls Autonomous Anonymous McGilly. He has an extremely comprehensive cognitive behavioral therapy he invented. He writes down everything he eats and takes pictures and records all exercise and records what he's doing every second of the day. 34 activities or disciplines that he keeps track of every second I do. For example, he's on day 113 today, 410 miles total, and like 35,000 push-ups total. And then self-regulating scoring system, which rewards atoms and penalties that cost push-ups or miles. It's extremely comprehensive. So he's combining a lot of the gamer sort of technology or the gamer sort of mentality with therapy, with nutritional therapy, etc.
That's cool.
It's intense.
That is. But I
It's
mean,
intense.
hey, if it's keeping your brain busy, I guess focusing on that and not the other stuff. That's that's cool.
Very
That's
cool.
Neat.
I think echoing what Paul said earlier, though, I think I must say it again. It is not something that works for everybody, and to know what works for you as far as figuring out what's going to help you, you should seek, a nutritionist or a dietitian or whatever. If you're in a Overeaters Anonymous group, Overeaters Anonymous, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gilly says you have to see it to understand. It's more like a philosophy.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's Paul. It's definitely something I definitely want to expand and do more of. Paul, I'm gonna moment of honesty. I don't know how many times I could do the story a lot and I could talk about the story a lot, and I don't want it to be overly repetitive, but I also know that there's different nuances of the story I talk to every time I do another show about the weight loss, another show about the physical health, etc. What's your take on that, Paul?
So my thought is like I it's a really interesting story, and your accomplishments are really awesome. And I think that if you're ever looking for content, I really think an interesting level of content would be, because there's a lot of people out there that are just like really fit, telling you how to live a life. And I'm like, that's great, but you have not walked in my shoes. You know what I mean? But the one person that helped me the most lose weight, and the one time I lost like the 100 pounds, the one time I did it, the person who helped me was like, I'm going to coach you. I'm going to help you. These are my pictures. This is my journey. I lost, 70 pounds, and I know exactly all the feelings you're feeling, and they suck. And they were like really honest, and they were just really honest. And that helped me so much. And some of the stuff, she suggested, I'm still doing to this day, just because I'm like, you got it. You understood where I was at. And I feel like you very uniquely understand where people are at and the feelings they feel on that journey, because it sucks. Like, it's great where you're at now, but along that process, there were days where you're like, F this. And it's like, I think if you are more kind of like sometimes telling people like, hey, if you're in this moment of like, F this, here is the chicken recipe that I ate. And that might sound really stupid, but the things that I remember from the person who helped me was like, eat this and do this and try this and sleep at this time, because it will help shut down your brain in the ways that you want to cheat. So I think like being like really kind of like almost niche. I mean, I know that might kind of verge on more like, I don't know if that's quite what you want with your channel, but I think it could be really, really, really helpful, because giving people very actionable, like, I guess actionable stuff
Yeah.
is really cool. because you did it. Like you've been actionable, like you said, for like what? Do you say 800 days
Mm-hmm.
for the
Yeah,
weight loss journey?
797 today. It's gonna be it's gonna be 800 on Monday.
So like 800 days, like you got like tons and tons of nuggets of wisdom that make life easier and sustainable and last for 800 days. Like sharing those like pearls of wisdoms, those nugget pearls, you know, I'm really mixing metaphors.
No,
But I
I
think
like the mix of I like the mix of the adage. I'm doing that all the time these days.
yeah, you're like, "Hey, welcome to another nugget pearl with me,
Nugget Pearl.
JV." But that could be really cool, and I think that could like really help expand your channel too, because people are like, "Oh, cool! This isn't like." I mean, you do a lot of really like high level, like inspirational stuff, but to get down to the nitty gritty stuff could be, I don't know, that could really like help things.
I think one of the things I'm thinking about something that I've been holding really close to me that really has helped me as far as why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I talk about alcoholism, right? I talk about the fact that I'll be 2 years sober in late May. And the reason why the sobriety makes sense now is
Mhm.
because the sobriety, when I didn't have the sobriety, caused massive weight gain for me because I had
Mhm.
all of this metabolic slowdown and lack of metabolism, etc. Where people saying, "Well, you have a problem." Well, I did have a problem. Near the end of me drinking, I was drinking every day because of the environment I was in. And I'll just leave it at that
Mhm.
because I don't want to get too deep in that. But I really tie a high correlation between alcoholism and my morbid obesity. So it's part and parcel as far as the drink and the weight. Now, third story about that is the compulsive gambling, right?
Mhm.
An activity that, well, if I'm not going to drink and I'm not going to eat, I'm going to beat the crap out of myself
Mhm.
by pressing a button senselessly on a machine and not give a crap what, and then I could probably win money and then give it all the way back because at the end of the day, it's that sort of dopamine drip of the actual
Mhm.
gambling activity that I'm more attracted to than the actual give and take of massive amounts of money.
So here's my thought. Here's my thought. Because you made such an interesting statement. You're like the oh god, no, I just I was trying to think of how to put this together, then I forgot it. How you said like that's right. You said the meaninglessness of like gambling. And I think you said the meaninglessness of gambling. And what I think is really interesting is that now you're looking at it as meaningless. Now you're like, this is why did I do this? But you know, like you 100% know, like when you were just trying to stop gambling,
Mm-hmm.
it was everything. Like
Yeah.
hitting that lever was everything. And like when you were addicted, it was everything. And now you're like, what the hell? So now you have this like wonderful outsider perspective. But I would love videos of you just talking about like, look, I get it. Like if you're trying to stop gambling, it is everything to you right now. And this is literally what I did to stop. I changed my driving route so I wouldn't see the I literally I changed my mailbox. I don't know. I have no idea, but there had to be like some sort of things where you did it to overcome that like burning desire. You know what I mean? Like I would love that because people probably are really struggling and don't know the little things you did, but you did it and you know how impactful it was and life changing it was. So
Here's
I
the
don't know.
truth nugget on that one, Paul, and the fact that I used to have to fly out all the time before, the crazy event of last year took place. And on the way, there was a neighborhood casino over the border in Maryland, and I would stop before I stopped gambling for, as I affectionately called it, a free soda. Well, here's a
Yeah.
PS, not a free soda, cost me tens of thousands of dollars. Second thing is, what the hell am I doing that where I'm trying to go down to BWI to fly out to do whatever? So, I mean,
Mhm.
you're right. Change my route, change everything, most important. But also realizing and attaching consequence and feeling to actual places. That's been the most important thing for me, is attaching
Mm.
those things.
Interesting. Ashley, what do you think? You've been pretty quiet.
Well, you guys have been so intense on this conversation. I mean, I think.
But
it would be
Ashley, you have
beneficial.
wisdom. Ashley, you're hella smart. Ashley, I don't know if you know this about yourself, but you're getting a doctorate. Like, you know things.
No
You're smart.
idea that I was doing that. No idea.
Well, now you know. I'm sorry to
Now I
spoil the
know.
surprise, but you're going for a doctorate. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's important. Oh, he's bringing up stuff about the Harry Potter store.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I got a little message in the interview mode that says you're offline, but I could see you, and I just want to make sure that I'm still on Facebook and YouTube and whatnot. I apologize for bringing up the Harry Potter world up in the background as we're talking.
Man's got his priorities.
I'll do
No,
it on
the
the.
priority is for me because I am a Harry Potter nerd.
Oh,
Hardcore
got it.
Harry Potter nerd.
Have you been to the wizarding world of Harry Potter?
I have not, but I want to.
Mm.
I very much want to go.
I hear it's life changing.
I have Hermione sitting over here. I have a Niffler on the window behind me. You just can't see him. You know.
Niffler. I like Niffler. That's the one who like steals everything, right?
Yeah, he steals all the money and stuff. Yes, I have a Niffler.
Yeah. We have a Niffler here too. So.
Well, I don't want to tell people over Ecamm, but I think they have a little problem with their software because I could see us streaming on Facebook and whatnot. So this whole "you're offline" thing, I don't know why the hell that's popping up, but never mind.
I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I've been talking for a long time. I know it's almost 4:00. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing okay. You know,
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm really appreciative of you asking that question because I'm trying to figure out what the next steps are and what the go forward is. And now I do have 17 hours of interview time left. Good. Way to go. But
I would just niche down even further. I mean, personally, like really tactical stuff, because I think there's a lot of people out there who don't have the tactics and they don't have the people to rely on. And since you've walked the walk, I think you're so much more trustable than a lot of people. I don't know if trustable is a word.
No, I'll
I don't
take
think
it.
it is.
Well, I'll take trustable, trustworthy. Gilly says, I would ask John a real question during your journey. How would you manage your anger? Inside. I wouldn't vent much.
Would
I
you
think
punch
it's
things?
part of the reason why I would eat and drink, because that's the only way I dealt with the anger. And there were a lot of things for me to be angry about.
Yeah, you did the very unhealthy anger stuffing, or what I call, you're a turkey. You stuff and stuff and stuff, but eventually there's no more room for stuffing.
Wait, that's dangerous? Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, God. I'm so full.
It's not good. It's
More
not
like
good.
it.
Anger
So,
is
yeah.
a totally normal and appropriate emotion to have. We just don't.
What
like
do you know,
sitting in it.
Ashley? What do you know? No, just kidding.
That's Paul, who was calling me so smart earlier. Now ask me, what do I
I'm
know?
letting it out. I'm letting it out. Oh, no.
It's okay. Let it out. You should.
I hear it's a very okay emotion.
Doesn't matter if I'm an angry turducken, does it?
I have so many delicious layers.
It also doesn't help that one of my favorite places to eat is a place where you can get all you can eat meat, and with Brazilian
yes.
Fogo.
Pogo.
Ooh, is it like a Brazilian sort of like?
Uh-huh.
Oh, we got one of those here. Oh my God, decadent, so good. Yeah, I hear you. Those places are like, you actively like eat less the whole day just because you're like, I gotta get my money's worth.
And even if you're on a weight plan or you're trying to jack yourself up and build muscle or whatnot, you have to have all that protein. That's the perfect place to go.
Yeah,
All that protein.
yeah.
That wasn't a shameless plug or anything. I don't know how we went down that road, but anyhow, it's an important place as far as I guess protein is concerned.
What's it called?
Fogo de Chão.
Voco?
Yeah,
Fogo de
Pogo to
FOGO
show.
DECHAO.
Voco de Show. Nice.
See.
That's good. If I'm ever in the area, I will stop at Voco de Show.
Yeah, it's a national chain. There's one in Portland. There's one here. There's two here in the Philadelphia area. But I mean, I love that place.
The Philly people love their meats, I guess.
Mm-hmm. The one that can't
guys
believe
are
I'm
both
going
like,
down this road
yes,
for a second. But I think
100%.
that
Yes, we do.
the place that I really gravitated to, or when I was in Baltimore, that's when I started going to Fogo when I had a consulting role, and like
Mm,
I was there a lot. I was there an
yeah.
awful lot.
Cool. If I'm ever up in Portland, we'll hit it up.
Yeah. Well, Paul,
Are either one of you guys thinking about coming out to West Coast anytime? Just to kind of like visit, hang out, see the world?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah?
this has been an active
cool.
discussion. Yes.
Oh, very cool. What are the places you're thinking of, like Seattle, San Francisco, LA? There's a lot of West.
Down PCH, I would say. I would start up in Seattle and head down PCH. That's kind of my thought.
Ooh. Hell yeah, that's a nice drive. Oh man, that's cool. That's a fun drive.
Spend some time in Seattle, spend some time in Portland, spend some time, your neck of the woods, head down to all the way down to California and Southern California and out of San Diego.
Yeah, 100%. Like, let me know. Let me know. Like, we'll definitely hang out. That'd be cool. Yeah, I love Seattle. Seattle's great. Portland's cool. I spent like maybe a couple days there. That was fun. It didn't really do too much, but it's nice. I liked it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think once we start breaking away from the this sort of strange paradigm, this strange sort of world we've been living in the last year and a half, 2 years, I definitely want to do some more traveling and see the world. And I have a job that I used to travel a lot for, and I'm hoping those days come back too, because the ENFP in me is kind of like freaking out a bit.
Got it. Needing a little to get out. Yeah. I hear you.
Offer to you too, Paul. If you're on the East Coast and you want to hang out, always.
Yeah, for sure. I need to get over there. I need to find a reason. To justify going over. Just going is, I guess, reason enough. Yeah, that'd be fun. So, I think I might go to not Seattle. I think I might go to Chicago this summer. So,
Chicago's
be
awesome.
In the middle. Hit up Chicago.
I love Chicago.
It's the best.
Never been.
It's the best. Oh my gosh.
I am not well traveled.
You know what? There's a good place for you to get a hot dog. Chicago. I bet they do a pretty good chili dog as well.
They have their own spin on hot dogs, their own unique spin in Chicago.
Pretty much jam everything that exists on top of a dog.
Pretty much.
There you go.
Including a pickle.
Yeah. Surprisingly pretty good.
Yeah.
A pretty good mix. Yeah. So,
some of the best Italian food I ever had, Chicago. Rosebud. Rosebud's phenomenal. Incredible food.
It sounds really familiar. I wonder if I've been there.
Not Citizen Kane. I mean the actual restaurant. Rosebud.
Which isn't just in front of a toboggan.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, let's go in this place. Cool. This has been fun, guys.
This has been phenomenal, Paul and Ashley and Matt before. This is really incredible. And, I don't know what you're doing next Friday, but I'm going to be talking. Would you like to jump on?
Probably. I mean, I think I'll probably be free. I mean, knock on wood, and I'll have my background all set up finally and stuff.
Nice.
Oh, by the way, hot tip. If you guys are ever needing something to if you're like, oh, my background needs something, but I don't know what it is, go to Etsy. Oh my God. Anything you've ever been a fan of in your life, somebody has turned into some sort of craft. It's a delight. So it's really fun. Ashley, are you an Etsy person?
Etsy's great. I love Etsy.
Etsy's the best. Oh my God. It's the best. Like everybody doing crafty stuff.
Came from Etsy.
What'd you say?
I said the bracelet that I am wearing right now came from Etsy.
Oh yeah, that's very cool.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I was like, oh, I wonder if they have anything like Spaceballs or Naked Gun related stuff. And it's like, yeah, we got Spaceballs and Naked Gun related stuff. And I'm like, this is heaven. Thank you very much. So
It's the heritage. It's the basically the endowment of Leslie Nielsen, pretty much.
it's got everything on Etsy. It's fantastic. So if you're ever trying to like decorate your background and need some more stuff or need to mix it up, even art, it's cool. So a lot of good
Paul, I
stuff.
don't want to start a lead a controversy for a second, but I'll go there. If you can give me a good, cheap, inexpensive gimbal recommendation, because I need a gimbal for next Saturday's MS walk.
Oh, do you? There, you know what? Then I wouldn't recommend the one I have. I'll send you a link to, because the one I have is too big, it's bulky, it's too heavy. So if you're like on a walk, I wouldn't like recommend it. But there is one that's really light that has a very creative, and I haven't spent money to buy it. It's well reviewed. Everybody says it's the best, but I didn't want to go spend another $100. So it's got a cool feature where it's you connect your phone magnetically to it, so it doesn't have like a lot of challenging. It's pretty clever. It's a pretty clever design. So I'll send you a link to it. It's pretty small, pretty light, and everybody says it's really effective. So
Yeah, something that I could pick up next week during the week. So when I, shameless plug, I'm going to be doing a special venture forward next Saturday for the MS walk.
nice. Nice.
Um,
What time?
I think we're going to be walking at 11 o'clock, Ashley. I'm not sure. Probably 11 o'clock. Saturday, May 1st.
Is it a 5K?
Yeah, it's going to be walking 5K. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. 5K or quite frankly could be as little as 2K. I don't know. There's no set limit. It depends on how it goes.
Do you just like stop and get an Uber wherever you feel like it? Like, how does this walk go? What do you mean?
It's set up as a virtual walk this year instead of like the everybody walking because of
Oh, of course.
the world.
Yeah, that makes sense because of the Panera Bread
The
situation.
Panera Bread or the
Yes.
Backstreet Boys World Reunion Tour.
Yeah. Oh, okay, got it. It's virtual. Oh, very cool. That's awesome. Yeah. That's a cool thing to stream. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll send you a link. I'll just find it right now after we pop off, and I'll send it to you.
Awesome. And that said, next Friday we'll be back again at 5:15 Eastern, 2:15 Pacific for VF Talks. Paul, thank you. Ashley, thank you. Matt, thank you. I'm just going to leave everybody on screen as I say what I say at the end of every single Venture Forward VF Talks. Stay safe, stay sane, stay strong, stay sober. You're worth it. Have a great night. I will see you on Tuesday for the next Venture Forward. Good night.
See you guys. Bye.
Hi.
Heading to Vegas in my blue striped car. She's riding shotgun and she looks like a star. Yeah, she's got the style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah.